need tinder first. That's the dry combustible material that you use for catching your spark. There's natural tinders like feather sticks, bark shavings. You can use pine pitch, birch, cattails, dried grass, dead or dried moss. There's many man-made tinders out there as well. These would be things like cotton balls, tissues, tampons, char cloth, which I'll show how to make later. There's many different methods of igniting your tinder, the most common probably being matches or lighter, but you're not always lucky enough to have something in a kit or on your person. Other things you can use to ignite the tinder would be magnifying glass if it's a nice sunny day. A battery and steel wool I'll show how to use later, but that can actually cause a nice hot ember and be a pretty easy method. A fire steel, that's my preferred method. It works in any weather condition, any altitude, and it lasts about 12,000 strikes or so. There's different kind of fire steels out there, but they all work along the same principle. You have a striker, this here, and then you strike along a bar of flint or ferrocerium. This one here is encased in a block of magnesium, and if need be you can use magnesium shavings as a tinder, and that makes a very hot flame. There's also, this here is more of a commercial version of a flint and steel that you'd have in your kit. There's a piece of steel inside, and then you push down on the flint. This can be used for one-handed. It was designed more for people that are in the Air Force. If you have a plane that goes down and the pilot's injured, this is nice because it's only one-handed. You push down and then push against a hard surface and produce a good bit of spark. Show me. So if you're in a place where you can't find dry tinder, often you can make your own. There's a few different ways. But a fairly easy one is char cloth. If you have a tin, an Altoids tin or anything, it's pretty simple. All you do is you just have to poke a hole in the top here, and then what you're going to do, it's a tin I've already made some char cloth in before, so it's kind of blackened, but what you'll need is, if clothing, you want it to be something that's 100% cotton, t-shirt here, you do is you just cut strips out of it, about 1 inch or so. Once you cut a few of your strips of cotton, you just place it simply inside the tin. Depends on how big the tin is, but you don't want to overpack it. Probably I'd say just start with half a dozen or so pieces. This works best on a fire that's primarily coals. So we're just gonna flatten out a little pile of coals here. Just simply set it on top. So as you can see now, the can's starting to smoke. Whenever the smoke stops coming out of there, that's about when you know it's ready. So now it's pretty much stopped smoking. It's probably about done. So you're gonna take that off the fire there and let it cool down. With the char cloth, a little goes a long way. Works very well for catching an ember, as I'll show you here. Here's my my flint striker. As you can see here, it's taking the sparks and it's a very good tinder. Get a flame going. As you can see, it's a very hot burning tinder, very easy to make and very good at what it does. If you have steel wool and a battery, it can be another method you can use to ignite a fire. A cell phone battery works as well, but right here I'm using a 9-volt. It's pretty simple. All you do is you cause the wires to short circuit. You can blow on it and get this to ignite your tinder pile.